Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2020 mid-month general reading. So we're looking at the last 2 weeks of October. This reading is for the earth sign of Taurus, our bulls. Welcome everyone. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today. For all your support, feedbacks, likes, shares, donations, hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much. It's always welcome. So this reading is for Taurus for the last 2 weeks of October 2020. So if your sun is in Taurus, rising sign, moon, Venus, watch them all if you know them, because they're all relevant, even if you're cross-watching for a Taurus as well. Each one can provide, different insight and perspective, kind of give you a bigger understanding of what's going on in your life and hopefully help you navigate through it a little bit better. If you find that any of these readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, just click on the description link below, click on that little arrow, you'll see some contact info there. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I can usually respond within the same day or the first 24 hours with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings. And scheduling is done in a pretty timely fashion too. I do readings full time, it's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedules and my own to get personal readings set up as quickly as possible, so email me if you're interested. Okay, Taurus. Let's see what the last half of October is holding for you. I am using Legacy of the Divine Tarot and the Gilded Tarot Royale. Taurus. Okay, Taurus, we begin with the Ace of Cups, followed by the Four of Coins. We have Death, followed by the Page of Cups, and from the bottom of the deck, overall energy is you, King of Coins, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, standing in your own element, solid, stable, steady, rooted. Maybe a little bit, for some of you, maybe a little bit stubborn or immovable right now, because it looks, Taurus, like there's some kind of, opportunity for emotional renewal in some way. It could be new love and romance, but there's some strange energy around it. So for many of you, it's likely with the Ace of Cups, a new beginning, emotional renewal in an already existing situation. But for some of you, it might be new love and romance as well, a new emotional beginning or the beginning of self-love. But there's this energy here of holding back or withholding or being very guarded and protective. We have the Four of Coins next to the Ace of Cups, which is a card that sometimes shows up when somebody has already lost a lot, whether it's money, finances, or emotional issues like trust. And so they're very protective of what they have left because that's what makes them feel safe and secure. On an emotional level, it can represent, because you've been hurt before, or if you lost before, in that sense that you're, guarded and protective, and you're not willing or as willing to kind of open up and offer up as you were before. And next to that, we have Death, which is endings, complete transformation. And then the Page of Cups, which is the initial reaching out, the beginning of sort of loving messages. Sometimes it can represent flirting, kind of the beginnings of communication, light, subtle messages or little flirtatious messages, or somebody just kind of starting to reach out. So let's clarify here. I'm not going to clarify the King of Coins because that's just you being in your own element and standing firm. So let's clarify the Ace of Cups. The Knight of Swords. News, communication, conversation is what I'm feeling here. It feels like somebody's trying to reach out to you, Taurus, but you're kind of unsure. maybe even feeling stubborn. I think for the bigger portion of you, this is number one, it looks like a relationship reading, although it could be romantic or perhaps best friends or something. So the Knight of Swords is bringing communication, talking, information. Let's clarify that Knight of Swords. What's the nature of what the Knight of Swords is bringing, or what's the nature of this communication? The Page of Cups again. So we have 2 Page of Cups. Somebody's really, it feels like somebody's really trying hard. Now, for some of you, it might be the other person who's trying hard to reach out to you to see if there's a chance of emotional renewal. It might be you trying to reach out to the other person. For those of you for whom this was a already established relationship or a previously established relationship, maybe something went wrong or you guys are having rocky times. For some of you, it might be a new love interest or somebody pursuing you, or you pursuing somebody else and really trying to reach out and kind of start some conversation. And it might be that you're not ready for that because you're still recovering from something else. It feels like, regardless of which side of the story you're on, Taurus, it feels like one of you is trying to reach out to the other, and the other is being, this 4 of Coins energy, not wanting to communicate or not wanting to communicate very much or not answering. And it feels like there's something behind that. If for some of you it's the person that you've already have a relationship with and maybe you've broken up or you're taking some time off or there's been some kind of estrangement or problems. Some of you, again, it might be a new love interest who's really pursuing you or that you're pursuing, but it's not, there's a reluctance because there's still something active going on that's difficult. Let's clarify death. What is this ending or transformation about? Because the 4 of Coins is, death follows the 4 of Coins. So this withholding, this protective, being guarded is because of some kind of ending of some kind, or yeah. Goodness, hang on a second. That was a big clump of cards, so I'm going to put them back in. Clarify death, please. The 2 of Cups. So soulmate, kindred spirit, best friends. So there was an ending, a breakup of some kind between you and what appears to be or what you feel has been your soulmate. For some of you, it could be a romantic soulmate, or it could be a best friend, a kindred spirit. Let's pull one more card. Clarify death with the 2 of Cups. The 3 of Swords, heartbreak, heartache, breakup, sometimes infidelity. Yeah, there was some kind of ending or breakup in a relationship here, romantic or best friends. Somebody was really hurt, and so there was an ending here. Let's see what was behind that. The 5 of Pentacles, somebody felt shut out in the cold, abandoned, rejected, not good enough, particularly if there was cheating involved. So let's clarify this Page of Cups. It's like somebody's really trying to initiate. And the other person's just like still in pain, hurting. The Queen of Pentacles. So we have the King and the Queen I'm using two different decks. So this is the King of Coins or Pentacles, and this is the Queen of Pentacles or Coins. So we have a couple here. I mean, any two signs can be a couple, but here it's very clear that, you know, this is an established couple, if not a marriage. So again, I mean, some of you might be on one side, some of you might be the other. Some of you might be the King of Coins, you know, and the Queen of Coins, your mate, is trying to reach out. There's been some kind of ending, breakup because of whatever it was that happened. It could be anything really, right? And one of you is really trying hard to kind of initiate communication, trying to see if there's a way for, you know, renewal or a restart here, a reset, between two people that are showing up as, you know, karmically connected and an established couple. Clarify the Page of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles. The Lovers. We've got the Two of Cups and the Lovers. So definitely a karmic relationship, a relationship where the connection between the two of you has been very strong and likely still is, perhaps quite passionate. Sometimes that can be also symbolize a turbulent relationship. But the Lovers also represents kind of being at a crossroads in regards to a relationship, needing to make a pretty important decision that's going to affect your primary relationship. So yeah, a decision needs to be made here, or you know, deciding on how to proceed. So just to recap before I pull advice and guidance cards, Taurus, there's been some kind of breakup, estrangement, big fight, something of that sort. It looks like an ending. And it looks like one of you is trying to reach out to the other repeatedly, just trying to initiate, trying to start conversation, trying to see if you can have an emotional renewal of this, or start over again. But it's like one person is just feeling really hurt, and it, you know, not really, doesn't look like they're willing to communicate or willing to communicate too much. Okay, well, let's see. Let's pull some advice and guidance for what the best way for Taurus to navigate through this situation, at least for the last half of October. Advice and guidance for Taurus. The Hierophant. Convention, tradition, the established path. Here, I mean, it can also represent seeking outside guidance from somebody whom you respect and know and value. Or somebody who's a professional. I mean, it could be a priest or a pastor, a counselor, a therapist, a life coach, you know, or somebody who kind of specializes in helping with relationships issues. Clarify the Hierophant. One more card. The Ace of Swords, the beginning of clarity, insight, communication, conversation. So one can read this a couple of different ways, or incorporate both ways. I really feel like this is seeking some kind of outside support. Now, this might be just you personally, like going through some, because I mean, this looks very painful for somebody, for both people. I mean, you know, it obviously looks like the split up of a couple. So this could represent either couples counseling, marriage therapy, and it could represent you're needing to go, you know, you're needing to maybe have a, you know, a short course in counseling or something to kind of start talking about things and maybe get some new ideas, insight, a different perspective. And it looks like the Hierophant can represent somebody who's older, who's wise, who has experience, you know, in helping you do this, helping you gain some insight. And the fact that the advice cards, Taurus, aren't indicating a specific choice represents probably that the feelings are still too raw, there's still too much going on, and it's best to, you know, kind of get some therapeutic help here, some insight, some guidance, a different perspective, help with the healing process, whether or not it's as a couple, like both of you going to counseling together, or whether it's individual or a combination of both, or whether it is for some of you, you know, a new love interest, but the other person is still, suffering, and it's just not happening. Someone needs to kind of get some guidance and support here before moving on, or it's part of the kind of moving through process. So it doesn't look like a specific decision is coming out of this, more that you need to have some talk, some insight, maybe have a different perspective on this, or a deeper perspective on this. So Taurus, that is your reading for the last half of October. This is one of those I can't really say I hope you enjoyed it, because, it looks challenging. I mean, it looks like a breakup, estrangement, separation kind of reading, and that's always challenging and difficult and painful. But I hope at least that it's been, that it's given you some food for thought and maybe some insight on how to proceed from here on, at least through the next couple of weeks. So that is your reading, Taurus. I hope that it is helpful and useful to you in some way. Again, if any of the readings resonate for you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, just email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be most happy to work with you. You can also get that info by clicking on the little description link below. And I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the November general readings. Stay safe and well. Be blessed. I hope to see you back here again soon.